Hello everybody and welcome, and we have the second match of China versus Russia in the National Cup group stage. So this time we have got the Russian team pretty much on a very similar build. The exception, instead of glaives, they got a few Chinese swordsmen, and the rest of them are pretty much the same. We've got some repeater crossbows over here, we've got some archers over here. Pretty much the same setup as the last one. So, well, without further ado, let's take a look. This one looks to be a much longer match, which makes me quite excited. I apologize for that. Alright, we have the Chinese team pushing towards the hill, and the Russian team pushing towards everywhere. They're pretty much like everybody is pushing everywhere. The Chinese team is, I think they're defending on this side. The Delta on Delta, Russian team is being a defensive with only 2 units. I think this is a very risky move. Let's see what units they're taking there. Oh, Scipio and Leonidas. Two of the units that are able to hold the longest on their own, long enough for the rest of the Scipio cavalry to come in and reinforce, and buying enough time for the rest of the team to reinforce, potentially. At least, you know, the idea there is to buy time. We got some initial engagements going on over here. The Chinese repeaters are doing a lot of damage. No! Okay. Pause. So, okay, one thing everybody should know about ranged units and repeaters in general: you should never fire at a unit that is being charged or is charging, especially the one that is charging. The reason for that is this. The archers tend to predict where the unit is going to be, and they do have a delay on that because, you know, the arrows are still in flight, resulting in a unit that is charging, that is currently on the move irregularly, for that unit to be missed and instead hit allies. So that's an important thing to know about archers. We have got the... look at this position though. Look at this very nice position. The repeaters are protected against each other, and the Chinese pikes are receiving fire from the repeaters, and they're taking a lot of damage over here. Oh, they've got some pillars being shot at the repeaters. Very nice play. Oh, if I'm not liking this, what this repeater is doing. Oh, Prospect is with the Caesar infantry managed to pull through to zone out the repeater crossbows. What I would prefer to do is to have these repeater crossbows fire. Come on, all fire at each other. We've got this archer duel over here. And who won? I would say this was pretty much an equal one. The Chinese one I would give the disadvantage to because they lost their position. They got pushed back, and now they are currently not firing. So got these back and forth going on. I'd like to pay a little bit close attention to this engagement over here where the Chinese team is losing. Okay, we've got Mike Pompeo fighting over here in response. Oh, we have... I think I know exactly why the Chinese team is losing over here, and that is very simple. Look at this composition. Look at this beautiful composition over here. You have a damage dealer, Hannibal. You have a debuffer, a support, but also a good damage dealer, Sulla. He's just not going to take any damage over here with all these buffs. And, you know, Caesar to just give buffs. In contrast, we've got 2 Caesar infantry and 1 Germanicus. Now, it's kind of like similarly matched, but Sulla plus Caesar will just be able to win in the short term. And now, with the Charlie being lost, the Russian team is pushing towards Bravo. And Caesar infantry over here retreating back to Bravo in order to keep it, preventing it from getting captured. At the same time, we see the Russian strategy working quite well, with Leonidas holding more than enough, and Scipio infantry holding to the last man. This buys enough time for the Scipio cavalry to arrive and then activate his own Oath of Perseverance. Now they will have to take down these units, but even with the Oath of Perseverance, that is going to slow things down by quite a lot. But the, Chinese team are fighting quite well on Bravo. They're fighting to the last man. They're definitely losing Bravo. A very interesting push tactic. Now, one question I would have is, why did these pikemen spawn over there instead of here? I think that could have changed a lot. Wow. Very nice mobile moves from the Chinese team. They're picking up that pace. They're capturing Delta. They destroyed that cavalry over there. And now they're attacking this Leonidas Spears. Smart idea, Leonidas can hold on his own thanks to hold the line. I can do a decent amount of damage with the shield bash. Buy enough time for the rest of the units to arrive. We've got Mr. Druid spawning back at Echo. And the Bravo being lost, but Chinese team has captured Delta before Bravo. So now the determinant is going to be on Charlie. This is a much more equally matched battle. And now we have the Chinese flanking team coming in to take out this last unit of spears. Oh, and the Chinese team is on their way to reinforce Charlie, however, from both sides. Oh, this is not good for the Chinese team. Let's take a look at the situation with the kills. They're very much equally matched. If anything, the Chinese team actually has about a 30%, no, like 15% more damage in contrast. Chevrons wise, the Russian team is ahead with 1 chevron on 2 units. Oh. See, with these, with those units holding out long enough, it allowed for additional infantry to come in. But this seems like a very... Oh, that's a very bad move. Oh my god. 998, I believed in you, man. Why did you do this? Okay, what he was supposed to do here is he should have had surrounded this unit and had it completely routed, and then cause a chain reaction with all of these units attacking the other 2 leftovers by the time the other units arrive. So instead you will be many against the enemy's few. Oh, very nice move to block these infantry, the Caesar infantry, from entering the battlefield on Charlie. Yeah, they need to have pulled through and attacked this unit right here. Yep, the Caesar kind of needs to wiggle around and find that flank. Okay, he's preventing the archers from charging. Very nice, very nice. That Caesar infantry. Oh, but the Scipio is not stopping. Ahon is just using whatever the force he has to charge, but he's taking a lot of damage from that Caesar infantry. Russian team, where they cannot beat one-on-one, is beating with their superior coordination. Just look at this battle line. If this battle line reaches Charlie, this could spell disaster for the Chinese team. This is a very nice match, I have to admit. Russian team is using the vision. The Chinese team is unable to see what's happening, what units there are in this area, so they're able to get free shots on all of these units. Very nice indeed. Oh, and looks like we're getting a few chevrons. The Russian team does have the chevron advantage, despite having done more damage. And now we have the Chinese team, having had captured Charlie, have now gained the point advantage. This is a very nice play on their part. Very nice play. They're very organized and coordinated. Oh, this unit of Scipio infantry had pushed in and managed to get a decent amount of damage on those archers. And now this one unit is now zoning out 1, 2, 3, 4 units. So this is a pretty major loss for the Chinese team. They're kind of the underdogs over here because they lost the first round. The Delta being contested. But they still have that point advantage because they have the Charlie. And they have a very strong holdover on this Charlie. They have beaten the front row units of the Russian team, and now they're getting kicked out of this very cushy shooting area. Oh, they're getting some shots in. Yep, that Testudo. Like, honestly, the only reason, like, they took the damage here is just personal skill. That infantry should have had left, and this Testudo should have been... Oh, don't turn your back on that Testudo! What have you done? Oh, man. Like, I'm seeing some very good tactics here. But, yeah, the Russian team is just respawning back at the base, is taking Delta. The Chinese team is like, where are they pushing here? They're, you know... They're defending some spots. They're defending the healing point, letting their skirmishers to heal up, but they have taken damage that they should not have taken to begin with. Now they're getting kicked out of this area. It's away from the rest of its units, and there's no reason for that. Like, look at this congregated position of just archers. Like, the Miltiades spears should have been running around doing nothing but chasing these skirmishers, and now, yep, now we're getting some good shots on those skirmisher units. Yep, looks... Oh, the Chinese team is now contesting Bravo. Very bold move. They're defending that Delta. They're not doing very good over there with one unit routed already. Yeah, that's not a good look. Not a good look. And now they're gonna get routed. The second one is gonna get routed. You see Mr. Drew. See, here I think the Russian team is making a mistake. They should have had pulled out one of these very mobile units, go around, and finish them off, and route this unit as well. Just because of the way the morale mechanics work, that will be a lot faster. Oh. And now Moonshadow is pulling into Charlie, attempting to contest, with Prospect pulling all of his infantry, moving towards Charlie to contest. Oh, the Chinese team is making some headway on Bravo. However, oh, the heart counter to the pikes has arrived. That Jugelian crossbow is going to do a lot of damage. Yep. They're almost completely wiped out. Like, these units need to be supported. These pushes need to be supported. They need to be a bit more decisive. I think the Chinese team really does have the skill. They just need to practice more playing with each other. Like, towards the later in the game, later in this engagement, they kind of began to fall apart. Like, there are units everywhere that aren't really doing much. I think these were zoning out these archers, which is a good job. But there should have been more range support. Like, let's take a look where their range is. Charlie, Delta, yeah, they should have been more closely united, because as soon as you have all the corners covered, all 6 of those units are able to fire together. And I think the Jugelian is missing as one of his units. And there's just no reason for that. Unlike Caesar, he does not have something that can be kept up permanently with just 2 units. And now Ahun's cavalry advantage is gonna come in. Oh, but that vision. Very nice play from this player, ZY06. I like that. Like, he dodged the cavalry charge and let the spears take the front, using that vision very nicely, contesting B to prevent the Russian team from gaining any points. And now Chinese team is actually ahead. I think this will be a very close match regardless. Now the Chinese team is 200 points ahead. I do kind of want to speed it up to see what happens. Oof, yep. The Chinese team has beaten the Russians on Delta. This assault was completely undefended. They were so busy trying to defend Bravo. Overinvestment into defending Bravo. Let them to lose Delta. And now, yeah, they're catching up in terms of ranks. I see some. Oh, the Chinese team actually has more chevrons. Hot damn! Oh, that was a lot of damage on those pikes. Those pikes are gonna go down. Now, this is, I think, a very bad move on the Chinese side. I really hope they aren't going for the base, but they have scouted up front. I don't think these units are very good to scout because they're, a very high risk. So yes, the Russian team has rallied at their base, are now pushing towards Charlie and sending a contingent to Delta. The Delta is being very heavily defended with 4 units. I think this is way too much. They should send at least 1 unit back to Charlie after seeing all of these units coming back, because Russians are going to be pushing from both Bravo and their base. And looks like they're actually, yep, they're reinforcing the push from their base by reinforcement from Echo from atop the hill. This unit has been routed thanks to Warcry and a bit of flank. That's the interesting thing about Warcry, is that normally you need 2 flanks to rout a unit, but with Warcry you need just 1, and we have a very strong push towards Charlie, shattering the Chinese main line. They just could not assemble fast enough and zoning away the skirmishers, letting the Russian team challenge Charlie. While these units over here were just contesting Bravo, like, I don't see an organized strategy. They're clearly skilled enough on an individual level. Now the Chinese team is winning this ranged battle. They're clearly skilled enough, but they just need a bit more coordination. I think they just need more practice. They just need more practice. They're over-investing in a few places where they shouldn't. Like this Charlie, they need to make a call either to completely abandon it or fight to the end. Abandoning Charlie could be very devastating. This will leave Delta open, will prevent them from contesting Bravo. This will turn the tide. And looks like that's where the tide is indeed turning. Like, we have units trickling in, and that's the last thing you would want to do. It is much better to abandon a point than to have your units trickle in and feeding the enemy those precious ranks, which will be the determinant as to who wins in the late game. So, like, Delta is being defended by 3 units. There's nothing to scout. It's a very strong defense. I'd say 2 units with another one just kind of like in the middle to scout or to like support Charlie. Oh, now we finally have the Chinese team has finally kind of stopped the bleeding. And they're zoning away the enemy archers. But why are they pushing towards Bravo? Oh, I see. Because Bravo is now undefended. Maybe I made the right call by telling them to abandon Bravo. Very nice, and now Bravo goes to the Chinese team pretty decisively. See, this is why abandoning a point might oftentimes be the best decision. Come on, guys, everybody on point, Run. Yeah, what this unit should do is activate its Way of the Wind, because the unit that receives it also gets a very big speed bonus. Yep, B is being captured by the Chinese team. But this strategically kind of leaves a zone of... Oh, no, this is still fair. This is close to the Chinese base. I was mistaken. So, yeah, that's fair. They still have got 2 points. Now what they need to do is reinforce Delta and scout. This is where the cavalry could have really came in handy. This unit should probably not been here all alone without its support. Now we've got these like individual fights over here. The Chinese team must have seen that the enemy is coming for Delta, and they should all collapse on Delta. Let's see, are there any forces coming to Delta? There are these archers coming in, but they don't have their support. They're going for Charlie. They're gonna try to hold as long as they can. Oh, yeah, we got respawns at Delta. They're gonna try to hold as long as they can and then capture Charlie in the middle. But these undefended skirmishers with the cavalry on the field are really making me feel very anxious. Like, this is a very risky move. Now, what the Russian team needs to do is to stop recovery on this side, but because there is no vision over here, it's impossible to tell what is going on, and that's what this cavalry is for over here. Now the Caesar infantry has recovered. We've got the infantry coming into Charlie. Is the Chinese team going to win? This would be a very interesting development, but yeah, Chinese team is winning on Delta. They're winning on Charlie. Very nice moves. They're rallying together faster than the Russian team. They're like controlling the battlefield. Very nice. They're Oh. This might be the moment where the whole battle turns. Very nice dodge. Very nice dodge. You know, all things considered, that was a pretty nice dodge. And they have not taken any like any losses. They have taken in terms of health, but none of the models have died. But now with the Caesar infantry, this fast Caesar infantry is able to do quite a bit of damage. This is why you should always protect your skirmishers, because they themselves aren't very good at protecting themselves. Very nice, very nice. Oh, what's this? You know what? This whoever this guy is, the pike player on the Chinese team, is making a lot of like very risky moves, these high risk moves, leaving his pikes very far ahead, very overextended. But at the same time, it also results in them being able to scout a point that otherwise would not be available, and this puts Chinese team over 700 points ahead of the Russian team. This is something we have not really seen before. Usually the Russian team wins way in advance, and there were a few cases where it was a very close match and later on they had picked up. Right now the Chinese team has the rank advantage, point advantage as well. I'm just curious how the Russian team is going to turn this around. Not gonna lie, this is like, I really love seeing the underdog win for once. Yep, Charlie is being the infantry fight is being won by the Chinese team. Now here we see one mistake that he needs to like pull through and just remove those units. Yep, just like this, just pull through and then strike, and then all the models are gonna take damage. Very nice. They're just zoning them out. Yep, but the ranged fight is being lost. That is not good. So yeah, you can win the infantry battle, but the infantry will come back. Range, yeah, not as easy. Now the range is getting cleaned. Where is the Chinese ranged player, the archer player, though? Is he? Oh, he has been walking around, flanking the enemy team. I think this is a way too much unnecessary risk. This just leaves him open, like he has no defense. This cavalry can come in and wipe out all three of his units. Not a good move, not a good move. And it looks like that's exactly what is about to happen, because they have vision right on him. Echo is being captured. I don't want to call it yet, but you only have 3 minutes to go, and the Chinese team is actually very far ahead in the points. Brilliant moves. Yep, now CPU20 has realized his mistake. Yep, spreading those units to minimize the damage. At least one of them are gonna go down. Ahun is just picking eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and he's gonna take this one out. Ahun charged into the wall. Should have been watching those units a little better, but the Chinese team is winning the melee engagement at Charlie. Let's take a look at the composition over here. We've got Sulla, yeah, that thing is not gonna go down, and we've got Caesar. Yep, that's a pretty solid line. And Delta is holding. Yeah, I don't see much of a way out for the Russian team. Very nice, very nice. Yep, the Chinese team has lost the battle on the Echo, and is now getting attacked on Bravo, but they've got 2 pikes laid out there. Only way that I can see the Russian team... Oof, that took a lot of damage. Yep, that's pike duels for you. That they can be very quick. Now they better call back. Oh, and we've got the Miltiades spears reinforcing Bravo. Very nice coordination. Just being able to think on your feet is a very important skill to have in this game. Oftentimes, this is pretty much the most important skill to have to adapt to the given environment. The Chinese team is only 150 points away from victory. And they still have 2.2, so within about a minute, the Chinese team will win if it keeps going on like this. Yep, the engagement at Bravo, thanks to the Miltiades support, manages to come in and turn the battle around. I'm so excited for Game 3! I think this might have been the first Game 3 we are going to see in this tournament. This is just great plays on both sides. Sure, both sides have made mistakes, but I think the Russian team is just not prepared for this kind of, how should I say, just this kind of play. Like, this was very organized on all sides. The Chinese team definitely shows that they are indeed one of the contenders to win the national championship.